Last week I asked producers what holds them back the most when making music, and here's what's interesting. It wasn't mixing, arranging, or dialing in sounds. Most people said that distractions like their phone or YouTube were what actually held them back. And I believe this is not only a time killer for a lot of producers, but also a creativity killer. So today I'm gonna give you 5 practical ways to eliminate distractions and make more music that you can start applying right away. This first one I'm gonna simply call make a plan. And this one is actually very, very fresh in my life, but it's a pretty insane hack. If you're not very organized or this just sounds like more work to you, I was the same way, so hear me out. So I've actually started planning out my entire week, creating a list of tasks with the estimated time that each task will take, and then assigning that task to a specific day. You don't have to do this for the entire week if you don't want to, though I think you would benefit from it. But even if you just do this on a session level and you're like, I have 4 hours in the studio. I need to finish lyrics for this song. That'll take 1 hour. Then a new task for tracking vocals and however long that'll take. And you do that for everything you want to get done that day, setting clear goals for each task. Then what I like to do is write a start time next to each task based on how long you expect them to take, and do that for your entire day. And what this does is it sort of gamifies your productivity in the studio. Like if I started a 2-hour songwriting session at 10:30 and I'm getting done with the first verse at like 11:30, then I'm going to figure out what I'm doing wrong and lock back in. And on the flip side of things, if I have a 3-hour task and I feel like I could hustle and get it done in 2 hours, I'm gonna fight to do that. But if I don't make a plan, I'll go in with an idea, but who knows what'll happen by the time I'm done. But when it comes to actually following this plan, you have to beware of your worst enemy, your phone. The one thing about this do everything device is that it can do everything, which is especially dangerous because we think we're picking it up to do something productive, but then, you know. But here's a simple shift that'll save you a ton of time wasted on your phone. Leave it in your pocket. Or if you're brave enough, leave it out of the room or on the opposite side of the room. If you leave your phone on your desk while you're in the studio, anytime you get frustrated or you're bouncing out a track waiting for that to get done, you're going to be very tempted to pick it up. And in my experience, and probably yours, you'll spend more time on it than you initially intended to. But it's not just the time you spent on your phone, it's also the time having to gradually dial back into whatever you were working on, because constantly going back and forth will just slow you down. And having your phone in your pocket or completely out of reach will make it a very intentional decision when you get on it, hopefully causing you to reach for it less. Let me know in the comments if this is something you struggle with as well. But here's the hard truth. You probably don't even need your phone as much as you think while you're making music. I'm really sounding like an unk in this part of the video, but it's true. Anything you try to justify your phone for can probably be done on your computer. But even with your phone in your pocket or out of reach, you still have to make sure and stick to your objectives. So you open up YouTube and you go to your second favorite YouTube channel to learn how to do something in your DAW. That's great. But is that the only video you're gonna watch on YouTube? And is it directly attached to the task you're currently working on? This is why I talked about making a plan first, because everything you do during that time you blocked out should have to do with that specific task. You should also keep in mind that watching a 20-minute YouTube video doesn't necessarily add 20 minutes to the amount of time you have to get that task done, so you still have to use that time wisely. Honestly, I struggle with this sometimes. And sometimes I do reach for my phone for a legitimate reason, or open up Instagram for a legitimate reason, but then I'm like, what was I doing? However, I will say that having your tasks and overall goal for the day in mind will help you to be more mindful of how you navigate those side missions. As someone who works on music, makes videos, among lots of other things, there are always good, important things to do or check while I'm opening up my browser. But if it's not a part of your current task, don't worry about it. Trust me. By the way, if you happen to produce R&B, I've actually put together a pack of 50 live performed drum loops and fills that you can just drag straight into your session. And according to this producer, Simeon, it actually speeds up his workflow and gives a finished feeling without fighting it in the mix. So I wanted to make sure you know about it as well. If that sounds interesting to you and you want to learn more, there's a link in the description. But let me be honest with you about this. Distractions can even happen inside of your DAW. I'm talking about when you spend a bunch of time setting up your session the exact same way you've already set it up before, or you're browsing through a bunch of different sounds each time you want to record a new track. Those are distractions in disguise because they feel productive, but they're often taking up your time, energy, and creativity when you could be saving your commonly used settings as presets and templates. So here's what I did. I have a Logic session template based on the tracks, channel strip settings, and routing that I kept using over and over. I even have the Console One plugin loaded on all of my channels so that I have immediate access to the entire session via the controller. And I group all of these instruments together, and I never have to search for the sounds I normally use because they're already there. This sounds like an ad, but it's not, I promise. I'm just trying to show you what's possible for your setup in hopes that you can apply it and save yourself a bunch of time. Because again, some of this stuff can take away your energy after a while, and if you can help it, it's best to use that energy on the actual music making. Now, I probably should have put this earlier in the video, but I find that it's really important to separate each step of the music making process. For example, don't try to do a bunch of mixing while you're in the middle of tracking. Don't start mastering until you're done mixing, that sort of thing. And I'm not talking about adjusting levels or throwing a pan here and there, but organizing your process and saying, right now, I'm only working on songwriting or whatever. That's gonna ultimately allow you to be more productive because you're not jumping back and forth trying to wear a bunch of different hats at the same time. Your goals are clear, your focus is clear, and that honestly helps you with all of the other things I've mentioned in this video. I'd love to hear if you already do any of the things I've talked about in this video, or if you have any additional tips that I didn't mention, let me know down in the comments. After that, if you happen to like this video, you may like this one as well, but either way, thanks for hanging out, and I hope you have a wonderful day.